Guys, and please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Check it, guys. All of you get my voice on screen. Right. So good evening. Good evening to guys. Good evening to all guys. And check it what we have done there. And guys, and any of your new members today, if any of your new members today, just please type new on the questions part. You have questions box there. There, just type new. If any of your new members, if any of your new members, just please type new today for demo class. Those who are coming, right? Sir, please type new. All of you. Come on, guys. Those who are new members, just please type new so that I will talk with you regarding it. Good. Anyways, just guys, no problem. Those who are new members today, just I will continue this class. I will take this session from today. At the end of the class today, I will talk with you just 2 minutes of time. So stay here. Yes, at the end of this session, exactly at 7:30. At 7:30, I will talk with you regarding this. Just stay in the online. Right. After completion of this, in 2 minutes of time, I will talk with you for the new members. Is it clear to all of you? Today, you are going to understand the concepts clearly. Put more concentration. At the end of the class, just 2 minutes of time, I will talk with you. Just stay here. Right. Divya and Surya and Deepika, Venu, like all to all of you, I'm saying to you, right? Good. Right, yes. Now coming to the content here. Coming to the content. So I want to start language fundamentals, the topic name. Today topic name is like which one here? Language fundamentals. Language fundamentals. The today's topic name. What exactly is language fundamentals? How it is required for us? Right. This is my question. For this, I'm giving answers to you. And before this, I'd like to ask one question to all of you guys. Now tell me, all of you, answer for my question. I want to construct a building. I want to construct a house. So I want to construct one house. Now tell me, what are the various resources I require? Come on, guys, all of you, answer for my question. I want to construct a building. Then what are the various resources I require? That's my question. Everybody has to give response for it. Right, sir. Good. People are giving very good answers there. Might be. Bricks we required, iron we required, plan is required, cement we required, water we required, manpower we required. Then after that, cement, iron, sand we required, blueprint, okay, fine. Land, money, okay, money, manpower, labor, good. Cement, right. Iron, bricks, stones, good. House map, architecture plan, very good, very good. All of your answers are valid. Engineer and capital. What is this capital? Nihar. Foundation, definitely we required foundation, bricks, labor, money, blueprints. Okay, fine. Capital in the sense I'm not getting Nihar. Good. Money. Oh, okay, definitely. Money. Yeah. Not capital, money. Capital in the sense money. Perfect. Good. Yeah, money. Right, sir. So these many things here we required. That's okay, good. But my another question, answer for it. Another question. Out of out of all these, which things are created by human being? These many resources you said to me. Out of all these resources, which things are provided by, created by human being? Not tell me. Which things are created by human being? Come on, guys. I'm asking this question to all of you. So these many resources you said to me. Out of these resources, which resources are created by human being? Okay. Plan, money, plan, architecture by AutoCAD. Okay, fine. Bricks, cement. Okay, bricks, cement. Okay, money, construction. Okay, materials like which one? Bricks and cement. Good. Paper plan, blueprint. Okay, bricks. Good. All the members are saying these only. Sand. Is it possible for a human being to create sand? Swati, think about it. Is it possible to create sand by human being? Yeah, no. So sand is required, but not created by human being. I'm talking about like which one? Human being. Communication with others. So it's okay, good. Right, guess, good. Right, all of your answers are right. So you are giving right answers only. But this is not my actual question. My next question is my actual question. Now tell me, which resources are not possible for a human being and which resources must be provided by nature? One guess, to construct a building I require some number of resources. Out of these, some of the resources are possible for human beings and some other resources are required to construct a house, but which are not possible for a human being, that must be provided by nature. Good. Right, sir. Then people are giving right answers only. All right, sir. Now, sand, good. Water, good. Land, okay, fine. Water, land by nature. Yeah, good. Nature, water, sand, good. All raw minerals should be provided by nature. That's fine, good. We need land, sand, water, good. Soil, okay. Good. Water, soil, okay, fine. Good. Everything. Sunlight. Sunlight is also stones. Good. All right, guys. Anyway, then all of your answers are right. So understand this point clearly. Constructing a building is a Java program. All of you observe clearly. This is Java application. Constructing building in the sense Java application. Constructing Java application. Understand it clearly now. So here human created resources or which one you know to construct a building, human created resources. That means developer created things. What developers are able to create no. Developers created things are nothing but which one? User defined variables maybe, methods maybe, classes maybe, and then what next one again? Then after this classes maybe, and so on. All these are like which one? Human created resources to construct a building in the sense user defined variables. All these things are provided by like which one you know? User defined variables, user defined methods and classes and so on. All these things. Good. But nature provided things are like which one here? Nature provided things are like which one here? Don't think about like predefined. Just I'm thinking about like which one you know? Right, sir. Some basic elements, basic programming language elements, provided by programming languages only. They are not possible for the human beings. They must be provided by programming languages only. Understand my point? What exactly the points I'm telling you? So some basic programming elements which are provided by programming languages only. So these elements which are provided by programming languages by default to prepare our applications, these building blocks, these elements are called as, like, which one you know, language fundamentals. What exactly the purpose of this language fundamentals? No, so some elements we are able to prepare and we are able to use, but some other elements are not possible for developer. Developer must get all these things from the language itself. Developer must get some default nature, some default building blocks from the programming languages only. So such building blocks which are provided by programming languages are called as, like, which one you know, language fundamentals. This is what exactly the point I'm telling you about this language fundamentals, guys. Not more than that. The point is, like, which one you know, right? So to prepare Java applications, we need some building blocks. Right. So to prepare Java applications, we need some building blocks which are not possible for developers to create, and which must be provided by the respective programming languages. Respective programming languages called as respective programming languages, which are called as, like, which one you know, language fundamentals. That's okay. Good. Now just we can understand it. What exactly the meaning of language fundamentals, right, sir? What are these language fundamentals actually? Which elements are available? Which fundamentals are available? If you observe these language fundamentals, no, nearly 5 types of language fundamentals are existed. What are the 5 types of language fundamentals? No, first one is, like, which one you know, tokens. First one is, like, which one, tokens. Next one is data types. Data types. Third one is, like, which one here, typecasting. And fourth one is, like, which one here, Java statements. Java statements. Fourth one is, like, which one, Java statements. And fifth one is, after completion of this one, arrays concept is existed, but arrays topic I will discuss with you later on, not immediately. As part of these fundamentals, I will discuss about this content, like, which one here, later on, and just before, later on, before collections, I'll discuss about this arrays, not as part of, like, which one, no, language fundamentals. All of you guys observe this clearly. Tokens, data types, typecasting, Java statements, arrays, later on, and before collections, I will discuss about this content clearly. Before collections. Good. So these are exactly the language fundamentals here we are able to use. All these things are not created by the users, but which must be provided by which one? No, programming languages only. But now, as of now, our responsibility is, like, which one here? Discussing about these four at present as part of these fundamentals of this Java programming language. Let's see this tokens part here. Tokens. Right, sir. Now, tokens is a language fundamental. Then what exactly this token now? Right. If you want to understand these tokens now, I'll discuss about one point. All of you observe this, guys, what I'm giving clarity to you. For example, in my programming languages, in my programs, I will write int. Next one is for. Next one is a break. All of you observe this clearly. Int is an individual logical unit in my program. For is an individual logical unit in my program. So int is called as lexeme. For is called as lexeme. break is called as lexeme. All these are individual lexemes. Int is lexeme, for is lexeme, and break is which one there, lexeme. Right, sir. All these are, like, which one there, no, lexemes only. But all these lexemes are come under a particular group. All these lexemes are come under a particular group, This group name is called as like which one? Keywords. This group name is called as like which one? Keywords is a group name here. Keywords. So now this group representation, is called as like which one? A token. This group representation is called as which one? A token. Right, sir. Guys, observe this clearly. Logical individual unit in Java programming. Logical individual unit in Java programming is called as like which one? Lexeme. Collection of lexemes are come under a particular group. Collection of lexemes are come under a particular group. That group name is called as like which one? Keyword. Right, so similarly, I will go for one more example. Try to observe this clearly. One more thing. Say for example, in my program, I'm going to use plus number of times. I'm going to use star number of times and slash number of times. Like which one get percentile number of times. I'm going to use each and every one individually. Now tell me, is it plus, star, slash, percentile? All these are individual logical units or not? All these are individual logical units. So now here, plus is which one? A lexeme. Plus is lexeme. Next one, star is like which one? Lexeme. And slash is like which one? Lexeme. And next one is percentile is like which one? Is lexeme. All these are individual lexemes. Logical unit, logical individual logical unit in a programming part is called as like which one? A lexeme. Right, sir. Now, after completion of this, all these symbols, all these lexemes are come under a particular group. That group name is nothing but like which one? Like operators. The group name is nothing but which one? Operators. Operators is a group name. This group name is nothing but which one? A token. Right. Now this is what exactly the point about like which one? Lexeme and a token. Just wait a minute of time. Let me save this one. Right, sir. And Java 6 here. Lexeme. What's it? And a token. Right. Good. Now here I'm giving definition for it. Lexeme is an individual logical unit in a Java program. This is called as like which one? No, a lexeme. But what is this token actually? Collection of lexemes come under a particular group. Collection of lexemes come under a particular group is called as like which one? Token. This is a simple definition here I'm giving you. Guys, just I'm asking one question to all of you. Try to answer for it. So for example, I have taken an expression into A is equal to B plus C star D semicolon. Guys, this is my question. This is my data. Now inside this, now tell me how many number of lexemes are available and how many number of tokens are available. How many number of lexemes and how many types of tokens? Please respond for it. Guys, I'm asking this question to all of you. In this instruction, how many number of lexemes are available and how many number of tokens are available? This is my question. How many types of tokens and how many number of lexemes? Most of the people are giving wrong answers only. Most of the people are giving wrong answers only. Those who are saying 2 types of tokens and 3 lexemes and 7 lexemes and 8 lexemes and 4 lexemes. The majority of people are saying 4 lexemes actually. So 5 lexemes. All these answers are wrong answers only. What I said to you clearly, what I said, each and every individual unit, each and every logical individual unit, meaningful logical individual unit is called as a lexeme. Then I said to you how many types of lexemes are available. That's my question. Right, sir. Now I'll give clarity to you. Lexemes I'm going to provide int one logical individual unit in programming, comma. A is 1 in it, equal is 1 in it, B is 1 in it, plus is another in it, C is another in it, star is another unit, D is another unit, including semicolon. Semicolon is also like which one? No, another unit. Everybody must understand this clearly. So all these are like which one? Tokens. All these are like which one? Lexemes, not tokens. All these are like which one? Lexemes. Logical individual unit. Logical individual unit is called as like which one? Lexemes. Overall, how many lexemes are available, sir? In this example, there no, right, sir? You can understand it clearly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Overall, 9 number of lexemes are existed. Good. Similarly, how many types of tokens I'm telling there? Indirectly, I'm telling there 9 number of lexemes are available in the sense, just I can say 9 number of tokens. Good. Number of tokens are 9, but how many types of tokens is different? 9 number of lexemes are available in the sense 9 number of tokens are existed. Yes, definitely. Semicolon is also a lexeme. Semicolon is also a lexeme. Similarly, how many types of tokens are available? That's my question. How many number of tokens are available? Again, I can give answer is 9. But how many types of tokens are available? If you come for this point, come on guys, we have to answer for it. How many types of tokens are available? Please respond for my question. 3 types, 3 types, 3 types, 2 types. All are wrong answers only. Right, sir. All are wrong answers only. 3 types, 2 types. People are saying all are wrong answers only. Right. Those who are saying 4 types, those who are saying 4 types, that will be right answer. Those who are saying 4 types, that will be right answer. All right, sir. Now I'll give clarity. Integer is like which one? Data types. A comma, B comma, C comma, D. All these are like which one? Variables. All these are like which one? Variables. Variables or maybe identifiers, something else, whatever it may be. Then after that, here what we are getting there, equal plus star. Then all these things we are getting equal plus star. So all these are like which one? Operators. Next one is like which one? Semicolon is available. What is this semicolon actually? It is like which one? Special symbol. Special symbol, or we can call it as like which one? Terminator in the case of Java. Special symbol or terminator. Right, sir. Now totally, how many types of tokens are existed? Total 4 types of tokens. Guys, if I ask a question to you, how many types of tokens are available? What is your answer now? How many types of tokens are available here? Please check this point now. How many types of tokens are available? Right. 4 types of tokens are available. 4 types of tokens. Good. Your answers are right. 4 types of tokens. Now, immediately again I'm asking there, how many number of tokens are available? Can you tell me? How many number of tokens are available? Number of tokens I'm asking there, not the types of tokens. Number of tokens are how many? No, right? How many number of lexemes are available? All these are like which one? No, number of tokens only. Right. So this is what exactly the meaning of lexeme and what is the meaning of like which one? No, a token. And the difference between lexeme and a token. Good, sir. Leave this one. To prepare Java applications, all of you observe this clearly. To prepare Java applications, Java applications, Java has provided a set of tokens. Java has provided a set of tokens. What are the set of tokens here? First one, understand this clearly. First one is like which one here? Identifier. This is first one. Second one, after completion of this identifier, next one is like which one? Literals. Second one is like which one? Literals. Identifiers, literals. Next one is like which one here? Keywords or reserved words. Keywords or reserved words. And the fourth one is like which one? Operators. That's it. To prepare Java applications, Java has provided a set of tokens. First one is identifiers. Second one is literals. Third one is keywords or reserved words. And fourth one is like which one? Operators. That's it. This is what exactly the meaning of like which one can know, like tokens, like how many types of tokens are available in the case of Java to prepare our applications. Identifiers, literals, keywords or reserved words and operators. Good. Right, sir. That's okay, fine. That's very clear. Now, I will start with like which one can know tokens. Individually, each and every token here we are going to understand. Right, so now let's come for these identifiers. Let's understand this identifier. What exactly the meaning of identifier? What is the meaning of identifier? Guys, I'm asking one question to all of you. Try to answer for it. Just 1 minute. Guys, can you tell me from which location you are attending this class? Please type your location name. That means city name or location name. Please, can you type it? All of you, everybody has to give information to me. Present location, I'm asking there. Pune, Bangalore, Kurnool, Malakpet, Yelagoda, Bangalore, Hyderabad, right, sir. Gangat, Nellore, Mankudu, Bengal, Hyderabad, UK, Odisha, Varanasi, Pune, Hyderabad, Bhubaneswar, Tegital, Ooty, Madsen, USA, Madsen, Krishnanagar, okay, Canada, Bangalore. Good, sir. Good. Apathy, Maharashtra, Saudi, right. Right, sir. Nellore, Pakistan. Oh, from Pakistan also people are attending class. Good. London, Pune, USA, Saudi. Okay, sir. Good. Right. All of your answers. Oh, I'm unable to read out too many number of places are available. Actually, more members are attending this session. No? Salt Lake City, USA. Good. Meadows, Georgia, USA. Good. Dallas, Chiridipalam. Good. And good, sir. Good. Even I'm unable to read out all these names. No, still coming there. Number of things are coming there. There are just we can raise your question there. No problem. Yeah, one person is attending from Pakistan. Okay, good. No differentiation. Java is for everybody. Java is an international. Java is for everybody. Right, guys? Guys, you are not aware. Then when I took these offline classes, might be some people are attending from Afghanistan actually. They came to Hyderabad for the sake of their graduation purpose at Usmania University, and they used to attend my classes there. Almost a last batch also. In every batch, minimum 10 to 15 members. They are coming from like which one there, Afghanistan. That students are attending my classes there continuously. Not only that, and some people are from like which one they know, African countries also. They used to attend our classes there directly in the regular classes. Yeah, then I've checked it, and I used to see all the members there in my classes now. Then then some people might be from different countries also. They used to come for our offline classes also there. Right. There is no problem there. At the end of the class, I will talk with you regarding this issue. Okay, fine. No need to worry for that. Okay, guys. Right. Then you are given your location names. That's fine. Good. Now here, that is not my actual question. Just casually I asked it to you. But I'm asking one question to you. All of you are having your names. All of you are having your names. Right, sir. All of you are having your names. Good. So I don't want to ask you, just please type your name. Anyway, no problem. I'm seeing your names clearly. All of you are having your names. That's fine. But here my question is, yeah, I don't require your names, guys. No need to type that. Just I've asked you. Anyway, your names are available with me in the questions box. I can see your names there. I'm not asking your names. Just casually I asked your locations, no. But unfortunate thing, and more number of students are attending. I'm unable to read out all the names. That's okay, coach. Guys, please don't type your names. I'm not asking your names. Just I know I'm seeing your names clearly. Not to worry for that. But my question, understand my question. Why you are having your names that name only? Why you have that name only? Do you have any history for your name? Do you have any background history for your name? Understood, guys? What exactly the question I have asked to you? Why, do you have any background story for your name? So identity purpose only. Okay, that I am asking to you. That's okay. Then later I will come for that point only. See, for example, your name is Krishna, right? Definitely some Lord Krishna story is there. Do you have any such kind of story there with you? Know, right, sir? Any background reason for it? So at least do you know how you got that name? Your name is Rahul. How you got that Rahul? Do you know any what happened to give this name there? No, at least are you aware about it? How that name is available with you? Right. Exactly. Now I will give the point actually. I'll give the point actually. That answer is like which one? When you born, maybe at 40 days or 41st day or maybe 25th day, some people depending on their culture. So people, when you born, immediately your parents may met with some like which was some pandits in temple, might be some fathers in churches, or might be and some other in the same way in messages. So might be your parents met with respect to pandits. So your parents used to say, my baby was born on this particular time on this particular date. You are definitely, yeah, might be given, might that information your parents might be given to the respect to pandits there in the respect to locations now. Then immediately what the pandits are used to do, then whenever the birth time and birth date you are given, immediately pandits are calculating something on air. Yes, guys, am I right or not? Then the pandits are calculating something on air, and they are calculating something on air, and finally what they are saying there, yes, your baby name must be started with a yes. Your baby name must be started with something else, like which one are. Your baby name must be started like which one here, this kind of thing. So in general, I'm telling there. So definitely some clues that pandits are giving there. Immediately what our parents are doing, our parents are coming to the house and they are just open the system and they used to search for the names, beautiful names in Google. They're searching for names in Google. Finally, which name they like, they are giving that name. That's it. So of course, but citizens are not following, city people are not following this culture in the sense. Definitely, I think so might be at the time of born time and the time of this born state. Definitely, then might be that 90% of the people might be followed this kind of thing might be. If other things are okay, fine, not here also, right? No issues there. But finally, then what is the point I'm telling there as per our tradition? So here the point what I'm telling to you, 2 points here I need to raise. What is the purpose of your name? If I ask this question, no, answer is which one? That is for the sake of your identity. That is for the sake of like which one here? Identity. Identity purpose, you're having your name. That's fine. Then to give that name, to get that name, it's not easy to get that name. There are some internal rules and regulations to get that name. That means if you want to give a name, definitely we have to follow a set of rules and regulations. That is my point here clearly. Answer my point here. So here the point is like which one? Similarly, in the case of Java, I'm going to declare number of variables, number of methods, and a number of like which one classes, number of enums, number of interfaces, and so on and so on and so on. Too many number of elements I'm going to provide. Too many number of elements I'm going to provide. In the case of my Java program, when I'm providing too many number of elements like variables, methods, classes, and interfaces, and so on, then I need to recognize that each and every element individually or not. I have to recognize that each and every element individually or not. What is the need of recognizing that elements individually? I have to access them. First of all, I have to access them. If you want to access them, we require its identity. We need to recognize that element individually. But how we are able to recognize that elements individually? Whenever that element is having some identity, then we can recognize that individually. Whenever that element is having some identity, through that identity we can recognize it and we can access it now. So as a developer, what I have to do? At the time of declaring the elements, we must provide some identity for our elements. At the time of declaring our elements, we must provide some identity for the elements. Then whatever the identity here we are going to provide for the elements, there that identity is nothing but which one? A name. Identity is nothing but which one? Name. Name must be provided to each and every element in our programming. Right, giving name to the programming element Providing name to the programming element is nothing but which one? Identifier. That name is nothing but which one? No, identifier. As all of you are following my point or not? What exactly the point here I'm telling to you clearly. So finally the point is like which one here? Identifier. What is this identifier? I'm giving clarity. Identifier is a name assigned to the programming elements, like assigned to the programming elements like which one? Variables comma, methods comma, then what next one here? Classes comma, and so on and so on and so on. For each and every element, if we provide a particular name to recognize and to access, that name is nothing but like which one? No, identifier. This is what exactly the meaning of like which one? No, identifier. Identifier is a name assigned to the programming elements like variables, methods, classes, and so on. This is what exactly the meaning of like which one? No, identifier. That's fine, clear. Now my next point is like which one? For the identifiers. That means to provide identifiers, while providing identifiers to the programming elements, we have to use a set of rules and regulations. We have to use a set of rules and regulations. What are the set of rules and regulations, guys? You have to understand it. That rule number one, all of you observe this clearly. Rule number one, identifiers must not be started with a number. This is very familiar point to all of you know. This is one of the first rule. This is the main rule. This is the first rule for the identifiers. No, identifiers must not be started with a number. Okay, good. Comma. Identifiers may be started with an alphabet. Identifiers may be started with an alphabet, underscore symbol, maybe underscore symbol, or maybe dollar symbol. Identifier may start with an alphabet, underscore symbol, or dollar symbol. And the subsequent symbols may be a number. Subsequent symbol in the sense like which one? Multiple words are available. More than one word, multiple words are available in my identifier. Right, sir. First word, first symbol should not be a number. It may be alphabet, it may be underscore symbol, or it may be dollar symbol. But second word, first symbol, third word, first symbol, fourth word, first symbol, and so on. All the except the first word, first symbol, all the remaining words, first symbols are subsequent symbols. The subsequent symbols may be a number, maybe like which one you know, an alphabet, or maybe like which one can apart from this underscore symbol, or maybe like which one you know, dollar symbol. Understand, guys? What exactly the point I'm telling you know? Identifiers must not be started with a number. Identifiers may be started with an alphabet. Identifier may be started with an alphabet or underscore symbol or dollar symbol, and the subsequent symbols may be a number, an alphabet, or underscore symbol, or like which one can know, dollar symbol. Right, sir. Good. So Hemrata ma'am, I will discuss separately then where we have to use uppercase letters and where we have to use lowercase letters. Definitely we have to use that uppercase letters or lowercase letters, but depending on the member here, we are able to use. So right, sir. Now let's come for these examples clearly. Some examples here I'm telling to you. Just say for example, int ENO is equal to 111. Next one is string 9 ename is equal to right, sir, AAA, for example. Next one is like which one? Then after that, float underscore ECell is equal to 50,000.0 F. Then after that, or else might be, yes, I will go for like which one here. So this is like which one here? String EADR is equal to like which one? Underscore EADR is equal to like which one? You know, Hyderabad. Right. So next one is like which one here? Float dollar. Right, sir. ECell is equal to like which one? You know, 50,000.0 F, something else like this here we are providing. Then apart from this, then what about this another one here? Another thing is like which one here? And string, not string, you know. For example, int emp9no is equal to 999. Then after that, string emp underscore name is equal to like which one here? Durga. Then after that, and float ECell in dollar is equal to just 25,000.0 F, like this can be provided. So these many examples I have given, guys. Now here we need to identify which one is right and which one is wrong. Which one is following as per our rule and which one is not following as per our rule here. That we have to understand clearly. That we have to understand now. Let's come for this point now. First one is like which one here? Int env is equal to 111. Valid or invalid? Definitely. This is which one here? Valid. Second one is a string 9 env. Valid or invalid? Second one is valid or invalid, guys? Just I'm asking there. Second one is valid or invalid? Right. Now here this is like which one here? No, invalid. This is like which one here? Invalid. We have to understand it. Next one is like which one? Another one. String underscore EADDR is equal to Hyderabad. Valid or invalid? That's fine. No problem. Start with underscore symbol. Issues there. It is allowed. Next one is start with the dollar. Dollar underscore ECL. That's valid or invalid? That's fine. Valid. That we are able to provide. Next one is after completion of this point. EMP9NO. EMP9NO. EMP9NO that I have taken there. Now, what about this one? Valid or invalid, guys? Valid or invalid? So now this is also be valid here, we can understand. Next one is after that, EMP underscore name is equal to Durga. EMP underscore name is equal to Durga. Then what about this situation? Valid or invalid here? EMP underscore name is equal to Durga. That is like exactly like which one? No, valid, no problem. Underscore is allowed at any location. Next one is like which one here? Float ECL in a dollar. Valid or invalid? No, yes, definitely it is valid. Why? Because we can use that numbers or dollars, maybe anything later on. But first symbol, first symbol should be maybe a number. No, sorry, maybe an alphabet, maybe underscore symbol, or maybe dollar symbol. It shouldn't be like which one? No, a number. That numbers we can use at any later locations, no problem. But first symbol should not be a number. In the remaining part of the identifier at any location, we can use which one? Number. This is what exactly the point here we can understand clearly, guys. Right, so this is the total awareness here we can understand about like which one now. What exactly the first rule of this identifier. What is that first rule of the identifier? Identifiers must not be started with a number. Identifiers may be started with an alphabet, underscore symbol, dollar symbol, and the subsequent symbols may be a number or an alphabet or underscore symbol or dollar symbol. First symbol, first word, it should not be a number. It may be alphabet or it may be underscore or it may be maybe dollar. That's okay, no problem. Second word onwards, second symbol, then everything is like which one? Anything here we can provide now. Only two symbols are available that you are given in the screen. We are giving two symbols there. No? Alphabet anyway I have used there. E is like which one there? Letter. Underscore we can use. Dollar we can use. And E here we can. Okay, fine. But number should not be used here inside this one. But remaining cases are valid. No problem. At any location we can use that numbers there. It's okay. No issues for it. Right, sir. Good. This is what exactly the meaning of like which one you know identifies. First rule here we can understand. Right, sir. Next one. Point number 2. Listen carefully. Point number 2. All Java identifiers are not allowing spaces. All Java identifiers are not allowing spaces. Listen, guys. So most of the people are habituated with English actually. In English, what they are able to write now? If ask them, try to write that employee salary. Immediately, what people are writing there? Employee salary. This is English actually. People are writing that. But in the case of these programming languages, what we are going to write there? Simply, we are able to write like EMP cell. Like this in a short form, we are able to write this in a section. But what people are having habituation like which one? EMP, employee salary. But in a programming language, we are expecting this. But as for this English awareness, what people are writing there, simply they want to write EMP space cell, they want to write. Here, what they provided space, they provided no. When they provided space, no, automatically errors we are able to get. Errors we are able to get. This because of this reason here, what I'm telling to you, once you declared one thing as an identifier, which contains maybe multiple words, whatever it may be, even though which contains multiple words, once you declared one thing as an identifier, that identifier should not have any blank spaces or white spaces in the middle of the identifier. So for examples I'm telling you, by that here we are able to understand it clearly. No? First one is like which one here? Input to stream reader. This is a class actually. Right, sir. Input space stream reader. This is another one. Next one is like which one here? like which one? For name method is existed, right, sir? For space name, providing that. Now observe this clearly. What about this first one? First one is valid or not? Definitely first one is valid. Why? Because single word, multiple words are available, single thing, but no spaces are existed here. Next, but if you observe the second one, what about the second one? You know, input stream reader. If you observe there, input space stream space reader that we are getting. So this is invalid. Why? Because spaces are not allowed. For name method is existed in the case of Java. Yes, it is valid, no problem. But here spaces are not allowed. So the fourth one is like which one? You know, invalid. As all of you observe this, what exactly the points I'm telling to you clearly now. So all Java identifiers are not allowing spaces. So input stream reader valid, input space stream space reader invalid, for name is valid, for space name is invalid. This is rule number 2. Guys, observe this clearly. Rule number 3. Rule number 3. All of you observe this clearly. All Java identifiers are not allowing operators and special symbols except underscore symbol and dollar symbol. This is the point, guys. All Java identifiers are not allowing operators and special symbols except like which one? You know, underscore symbol and a dollar symbol. Gopi Charan, just I think so you are asking about like which one, double colon, or maybe like which one here, slash operators. Now I think you are getting clarity on this point now. Can you confirm it? Are you getting this point there? Right, sir. All Java identifiers are not allowing operators and special symbols except underscore symbols and dollar symbol. Just understand it. So here some examples here I'm telling to you. Observe this clearly. Yeah, to answer for it, int envo is equal to 111. That's fine. And string emp dot name is equal to Durga, for example. And next one is like which one here? Float. Right, sir. Now here emp hyphen sal is equal to 25,000.35,000.0 f here we are providing. Then after completion of this and string emp underscore addr is equal to hyderabad that we provided, string emp underscore addr. Good. Then after that, after completion of this, another thing is like which one here? And string emp at the rate hyderabad is equal to Durga. Then apart from that, like which one here? And string emp plus qual is equal to btech. Like this, guys, number of examples are given. Right, sir. What we provided there clearly, no? Right. And guys, and people are asking this question to me. Here, for name is a method. Here, in this method declaration, what is the identifier? Only for name is an identifier. This parenthesis is method signature. It's a method related thing, no? Harvish, understand this clearly. This is not come under identifier. Only name of the method is coming under which one they know might be identifier. This parenthesis is a symbol for method declaration. It will not come under identifier. Okay, good. Leave this. Right, yes. Now observe this clearly. All the points are clear now. So now here I given this one. Now tell me here. Now tell me guys. What about this first one? First one is valid or invalid? First one is valid or invalid? Yes, valid. No problem here. And what about the second one now? Tell me now. Emp dot name here we provided. Emp dot name. So dot is allowed or not allowed? Dot is allowed or not allowed? Just what I said to you, all Java identifiers are not allowing operators and special symbols except these two. These two are allowed, but remaining things are not allowed. The dot is a special symbol or not? Definitely it's a special symbol. It is not like which one? Invalid. All of you observe this clearly. This is like which one here? Invalid. Next one is float emp hyphen cell. Float emp hyphen cell. Hyphen or minus, whatever it may be. Special symbol. Valid or invalid? No. This is also be like which one? No, invalid. Next one is a string emp underscore addr. Right, sir. Right, sir. String emp underscore addr. Valid or invalid? No. Valid or invalid? Then definitely that is like which one? No, valid. We can understand it clearly. Right, sir. Next one is string emp at the rate Hyderabad. String emp at the rate Hyderabad. Now, what about this situation here? Is this valid or invalid here? Just definitely It is like which one can invalid. No. Why it is invalid? Actually, @ symbol is available. This is a special symbol here. That's what. Next one is after that EMP plus qual is equal to B taker. Now tell me, sir, what about this one here? Valid or invalid? No. Definitely, it is like which one? Invalid. This is what exactly the point here we can understand. The third rule here, rule number 3. Here we have to understand clearly now. So all Java identifiers are not allowing operators and special symbols except underscore symbols and dollar symbols. Right. So this is third one. Guys, now I'm telling that fourth point again. Then the fourth point here. Observe this clearly. All Java, right, sir, or else might be in Java applications, we are unable to use like which one can know keywords as identifiers. We are unable to use keywords as identifiers. Keywords as identifiers. Keywords and as well as like which one can know data types. Data types like which one can primitive data types. Primitive data types are like which one can know int, short, byte, like what next one, long, float, double, boolean, and all these things. Right, sir. So here we have to understand it clearly. In Java applications, we are unable to use keywords and primitive data types as which one can know identifies. We are unable to use. That's it. This is a point here we have to understand it. It's not like able, we are unable to use it. Examples I'm telling you. A simple example here, we can observe this clearly. Simple, just like it's not like program here, just a simple proof I want to show. So for example, test. Observe this clearly. What I will do there inside this program here, I want to show like which one here, int is equal to 10. My meaning is like which one can know int a is equal to 10. In general, we are able to write int a is equal to 10 here, we are able to write. Similarly, a is an identifier here. In place of this a identifier, I have written like which one there, int. Int is a keyword. Now let me check this, both the values can know. System.out.println of a, we are able to display that value. Next one is system.out.println of int. We are able to display that. Now tester.java. D drive, inside this D drive Java 6. Here we are able to write like which one can know tester.java if we provide this. Right, sir. Good. Leave this one. Now let me compile and execute this. I'll go for this command prompt and where we save this Java 6 test.java. Right, sir. Java C space tester.java. Error we are getting there. Now we are unable to use that keywords as identifiers. Int I've used it, so it is not possible to use that keywords. Right, sir. Now next one is like which one? Then after that, keywords are okay, fine, not possible. And data type. Now int is also a data type. Here data type is also not possible. In place of this, I want to write like which one? Keyword. I want to provide break. Break is a keyword, you know already. Break I'm providing, so it is not possible again. We are able to get some error here. Again here we are getting that error. Good. So the point is which one in Java applications we are unable to use keywords. We are unable to use all keywords and all primitive data types as identifiers. Right. So this is one point. Example anyway, I given already these examples here. So first one is like which one here? Int a is equal to 10 semicolon. Int float is equal to 22 point. That means 10 semicolon. All right, sir. Then after that, after completion of this and a string break is equal to like what I want to provide there. Break is equal to like which one here? ABC. Like this. If you observe this, then here we are able to get some errors. No. First one is valid anyway. We are not getting any problem here. First one is valid, and second one into float to 10 semicolon. This is like which one can invalid. Right, sir. Then after that, string break is equal to ABC. This is also be like which one can invalid. This is another point here we have to understand about these identifiers. Keywords are not possible and data types are not possible. That we have to understand there. Keywords and data types which are not possible in the case of these identifiers. Right, sir. This is one thing. Then another point here I'm telling to you. Guys, I'm asking one question to all of you. Now try to answer for it. Java is an object-oriented programming language or not? Please respond for me, guys. Java is an object-oriented programming language or not? Yes. Java is an object-oriented programming language. How, sir? How can we say Java is an object-oriented programming language? Any reason for it? How can we say Java is an object-oriented programming language? Any reason for it? Right, sir. Right, sir. Then it able to store data in the form of like which one? No, objects as per these object-oriented features. Right, guys. Good. Now tell me what are the various object-oriented features? What are the various object-oriented features are available? Now tell me what are the various object-oriented features? Class is one of the object-oriented feature. An object encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, message passing. Right, sir. All these are like which one? Object-oriented features. Anyway, I haven't discussed anything about these points here. Just names only here we have to understand. Good. Here my required point is which one? Here my required point is like which one there? In a Java, we are able to use all predefined classes names and interfaces names as an identifier. In Java, we are able to use all predefined classes names and interfaces names as identifiers. Come on, guys, we have to understand it clearly. No, in Java, all predefined classes names and interfaces names as like which one? Identifiers. Right. This is one point here I'm telling to you. But here itself some topic, some another point is existed here that we are going to understand clearly. All of you observe this clearly. In Java, we are able to use all predefined classes names and interfaces names as which one? Identifiers. Examples I'm telling to you guys. Now observe this clearly. Simple program only. I want to specify there. Int exception is equal to 10. Now sys.out.println of exception. Tell me guys, what is the status of this program there? All right. What is the output of this program there? Right. Let me check this one. Anyway, just I want to compile and execute this. Observe this clearly. Java C space tester.java. No compilation error. Java space test, we are able to get output 10. So we can use that. This exception is a class name. Actually, these red color things are like which one? Classes names. Exception is like which one? Get class name. We can use this. Then int a is equal 10 or int exception is equal 10. No difference is existed. But guys, I want to say one point clearly. We can use like this exception and exception as an identifier. That's okay, good. But what about the developer situation? No. What about the developer situation when we use exception is an integer variable and at the same time as a like which one they know class name exception, then developer is getting a bit confusion or not? That's my point here. Exception is basically a predefined class name, but if you use that exception as an integer variable, immediately developer is getting a bit confusion or not? So what is this exception? Now is it an integer variable or is that like which one can know like a Java predefined class? That developer is getting a bit confusion or not? That's why because of that reason, it is possible to use classes names and interfaces names as identifiers, no problem, but not suggestible. Why? Because and developer may be a bit confusion, right, sir? What is this? Is that exception class name or is that integer variable? Is a bit confusion. That's why it is not suggestible to use all classes names and interfaces names as identifier, even though they're possible. Even though they're possible, they are not suggestible. Understand my point? What exactly the point I'm telling to you? Words. Yes, of course, there is. Then readability will down. Readability will be like automatically down. Definitely, this problem will come there. That's why it is not possible to use. But this type of questions we are able to get in certifications in general. If you go for certification exams, there we are able to get this type of questions. But most of the people will say like which one they're true only, but it's not like that. So anyway, then this most of the people will say that no only, but here it is like which one it is possible to use it. Okay, guys, now leave this one. Just I'm telling to you another question there. Observe this clearly. What is my next one? String is equal to and string. Tell me, guys, is it possible or not? String is equal to string. Right, sir. Just I'm asking to you, error or no error? That's my question. Error or no error? Error or no error? Right, guys. Error, no error. That's my question. Right, sir. Now let me check this point here, all of you know. Java C space test.java. No error. Guys, no error. We are not getting any error. That's fine. Right, sir. I can run this one. If I run this program, what is the value for string? You know, actually, string is only the value. The string value will be displayed. We are not getting any problem here. Just we can understand it like which one here, Java space tester. We are able to use like which one? No, string. String only here we are able to get. So this is possible here. That's okay. Next question, guys. All of you answer for it now. Say for example, int system is equal to 10. System.out.println of system. When the system is equal to 10, now get system.out.println of system. Of course, up to now we have used a number of classes there. Exception is a class. Next, string is also a class in Java. System is also a class. Yes, error, no error. That's my question there. Everybody has to give answers, guys. I'm asking to all of you. Error, no error. Right. String is a data type. In Java, string is user defined data type. That is like which one? Class name. String is class in the case of Java, guys. Don't misunderstand about it. In other programming language, it might be some primitive data type, but in the case of Java, string is data type. Okay, guys. Now come for this. Int system is equal to 10 now. Int system is equal to 10. Right, sir. What about this one? Java C space test.java. Compiled success, compiled, not successfully. Here we are getting an error. Right, sir. System.out.println of system here we provided. So here we are getting like which one? No error. Right. Guys, observe this clearly. Here we are getting an error. Good. But in previous cases we are not getting an error. But now here we are getting an error. There is a simple internal reason. Yes, just we can understand it. What exactly that internal reason here I'm telling to you? Understand one simple point. Once if we declare system, that's a class name, as an integer variable, as per the rule, in the remaining part of the program we have to use that system as an integer variable only, not as like class name. Come on, guys, please recognize this. Once if we declare any class name as a variable and identifier, we have to use that class name as the respective variable only, not as its original class name. So here system we have declared as an integer variable. Now compiler understand now system, that symbol, that name is a variable, now is an integer variable. Remaining part of the program, in the remaining part of the program, whenever compiler identifies that system, then compiler will think it is an integer variable only. It is not as like which one class name. Understand it clearly now. Right, sir. So because of that reason here, what happened? Now if we come for this, here system is declared as an integer. Here we have used system as an integer only, no problem. But here we provided system. Here we provided system as like which one? A class name here we have used. Here we provided system as which one? Class name. That's the problem here. Here we have used a system as like which one? Class name. That's the problem here. So that's why compiler has given an error. Understand my point here now. But syntactically, it must be an integer variable, but it is like which one? No, a class name here we are getting. That's the problem here now. Right, sir. Now, because of that reason only here we are getting an error. But how it is possible to resolve this problem here? How it is possible to resolve this? Resolving in the sense, after declaring system as an integer variable in the remaining part of the program, I want to use the name system in sometimes it may be an integer variable. At some other times, I want to use that as like which one class name only. Depending on my requirement, I want to use. Depending on my requirement, I want to use system as a class name as well as system as like which one there an integer variable. That's my requirement. But as per the rule, whenever we declare system as an integer variable, in the remaining part of the program, we have to use the system as an integer variable. That's the rule. But my requirement is, I want to use that system as an integer variable by default. That's okay. I can use that. But at the same time, in some situations, I want to use that system as a class name. Right, sir? If it is a case now, if you want to use system as a class name after declaring system as an integer variable, simply we have to use fully qualified name to the system class. That means we can write the system class along with its package name. We know already in Java all classes are available inside the packages. System is a class available in java.lang package. System is a class available in java.lang package. So here what I am telling to you, after declaring system is an integer variable, we can use system as an integer variable directly. But if you want to use the system as a class name, just what we have to do now, try to specify java.lang.system. If you specify java.lang.system, automatically the system is acting as like which one class name. It's not like an integer variable now. So now here, if we compile this program, we are unable to get any compilation error. Now here we are able to get some output. Then is an output here we are getting. Similarly here, I want to use like this. Observe guys, what I am telling you now. System is equal to system plus system is equal to and system plus again 10 I am providing here. Now here system dot out dot println of system. Come on guys, now tell me what is the problem here now? Will you get any error here now? Will you get any error now? In this line, will you get any error now? Right, sir. Observe carefully. Observe carefully. System is equal to system plus 10. Now here this system is like which one they know? Integer variable. Right, sir. A is equal to a plus 10. That means here we are able to get 20 as a value for this system. That's okay. But will you get any error here? Will you get any error here now? Yes, definitely. Now here we are using this system as like which one of class name. But if you want to use this as a class name, we must provide which one they know? Package name here we have to provide java.lang.system. Then only we are able to compile this, we are able to execute this. All of you observe this clearly now. Java C space test.java. Then Java space test. We are able to get output like which one? 10 or 20 output we are getting. Right, yes. Now like this here we are able to use our content clearly. Right, sir. Good. So anyway, just we are using class name. That's it. Class might be declared at somewhere else. That doesn't matter. Already it is a predefined class. Just we can use that class name directly. Right, sir. Good. Now this is what exactly the meaning of like which one utilizing classes in our like which one here our programs clearly. Right, sir. Good. So totally given the rules and regulations for which one they know identifiers. Almost all. How many things here we provided? A set of rules and regulations here are given for identifiers clearly. Okay, guys. That's all. That's all for today, guys. And tomorrow I'll continue this part there. And I want to share this document to all of you guys. And guys, those who are new members today, just I'll give one classroom code. Try to take this classroom code along with me. Just I will give that information there. Just wait a minute of time. Fine. Yeah, Dheeraj, I will talk with you. Just wait a minute of time. Guys, those who are new members, try to take this classroom code. I'm giving this classroom code to all of you. Try to take this either through mobile phone or maybe just we can note down it if you have pen available with you. Right, taking this in this channel every day I'm going to upload our classroom notes. So then try to collect it. Try to we have to take that content here. I will show how to collect this content also. Right, sir. Class code Java. This is only 2LUPSRO. This is a classroom code. Right, sir. Python I haven't prepared, sir, so far. For Python, I will prepare very soon. Then I will give that. So far, I have not prepared that classroom code. Guys, all of you have taken this. Those who are not having this classroom code, have you taken that? Especially new members, guys. Especially new members, have taken this classroom coach. Please, guys, respond for me. All the new members, those who are attending today demo class, respond for me. Right. Yeah. Right. Just let me. If you have taken this now, let me upload this. Then I will talk with you guys. New members, for the new members, I will talk with you today. Not to worry for that. And just wait a minute of time. We drive Java 6. Right. How to join with this class here? Then, if you want to know that, guys, after this clearly. 1 minute. Right, sir. What is the date for it actually? 28, right? Mark 28, right? 04. Right, sir. Good. Yeah. The Lexeman token only. Yeah, that I provided actually. And everything I uploaded, no problem. Guys, those who are new members today, just I'm giving clarity to you. First of all, open your Gmail. This is my Gmail, of course, and open your Gmail. At right side, if you observe these dots we are getting there, Google Apps, click on it, scroll down, classroom we are getting. Click on this Google Apps and classroom. If you click on this classroom, automatically an empty panel here we are able to get. Empty panel we are able to get. In that empty panel, we are able to get like which one? Like this. So now here, click on plus symbol. Click on plus symbol here. If you click on plus symbol, join class option is available. If you click on plus symbol, join class option is available. There we can enter the classroom code. There you can enter classroom code, guys. Whatever the classroom code I have given just now, then here you can enter the classroom code and click on join link. Automatically you will join to our classroom. There we are able to get this total part. Whatever the thing here we provided, the total path here we are able to get. That's the point here. Understand it clearly? Good, sir. Yeah, okay, fine. That's fine, guys. Now this is the way to get that one. And for the new members, I'm giving clarity there. Guys, actually the content is like which one? Observe this clearly. First topic is like which one here? Introduction topic. And the second one is like which one here? Steps to prepare. Steps to prepare Java application. And the third one is like which one can language fundamentals. And the fourth topic is like which one can oops and so on like this. Almost 34th topic, something else like which one can know. Java 14th feature. Java 14 features. After that, we are going to discuss actually in our classes there. Right, sir. And what I'm telling there, then out of these guys now, today I started this language fundamentals for the new members there. These two topics I will discuss with you separately. Separately in the sense might be very soon. I'll announce these classes there. For the first two topics I will discuss with you. So language fundamentals is not at all dependent on these first two topics anyway. So we can start our classes from language fundamentals onwards very soon. Within 3 to 4 days of time, I'll give the date also for this. Then from which date onwards, I'm going to discuss about this introduction and steps to prepare Java application there. So that you are able to complete your content also clearly. No need to worry for that. So from this point onwards, I will discuss about this total content. No need to worry for that. Right, sir. This is what exactly the thing I want to say for the new members there. No need to worry for that. Max content we are able to discuss. Only two topics are pending for us. Today we started with the language fundamentals. These two topics I will take separately. I will give the date and time also there. And which date onwards I'm going to take these two topics. No, separately I'm going to take these two topics. Okay, good. Guys, and the video situation, actually I will talk with my admin people, then they will upload to you. No need to worry for that. Right, sir. So classes are, this batch is totally in online, guys. Understand it. Don't think about offline classes. Why? Because I'm unable to give any commitment for offline now. Why? Because that outside situation are already we are seeing that maybe chances are not available to conduct this offline class in the near that is there. Understand my point? Yeah. The videos not in Google Classroom. That videos will be given through like which one? Their Google access, Google Drive access. Our people will give that videos through Google Drive access. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, then Google Drive, just I will talk with my admin people. I think so that person is not existed here and is not inactive. That's why there's a problem there. Just I'll talk with them and they will upload it. Not worry. So Max, the downloading is not possible. I think so. Accessibility up to 6 months or 8 months of time, or people will give access for these videos. YouTube videos may be very less. That means in the introduction part, in the startup mode for backup point of view, we used to provide that YouTube videos. But see, almost or near, they are not available in our YouTube. Their Max, just only before OOPS only videos are available in YouTube. That up to this present class, whatever the classes can be completed, up to that we are having like which one videos, right? In Google Classroom, we will get it. What we will get in Google Classroom, regular classroom also, whatever the type, whatever the data here I type it there, the data you are able to get through Google Classroom. So rough notepad I'm able to share through Google Classroom. Okay. Vivek Gupta, I'm not getting clarity now. That means online classes are going on definitely. Right. So Narendra, then will not get any problem there. Even though we completed my 5 to 6 years back, will not get any problem. So just we can manage it by keeping some experience. No need to worry for that. Why semicolons are used? See, the semicolon meaning is which one? Termination of the statements in Java. Every statement must be terminated. Right, so 2 topics are completed. Hardly, maybe a few classes are completed. I'm not in count actually. Few classes are completed, but anyway, then whatever the classes you completed already, I will take backup classes. Not to worry for that. Exams and tokens are same. When you asked for how many tokens are 3. Nilesh, I think you are not recognizing my question clearly. I think you are not understanding my question. There I asked to you number of token, number of lexims are 9. Then each and every lexim is nothing but 1 token. So number of tokens are 9, but the types of tokens, number of types, how many types of tokens are in the sense 4 only. I given that much of clarity there. Understand it clearly. What I giving clarity to you know? Yeah, understand it. Number of tokens is equal to number of lexims, no doubt. But how many types of tokens in the sense which one? And 4 tokens. Right, and this batch will be completed and exactly 2.5 months. 2.5 months to 3 months of time it will take, sir. Max 3 months of time it will take to complete our classes now. Total batch duration of this class is totally 3 months of time. I must take. Why? Because up to Java 14th version I have to discuss. Maybe meanwhile if 15th version is available, I will discuss about it. Right, sir. How long this core Java session will take? That's why I said to you, 2.5 months to 3 months of time. That will be the duration for it. Yeah. Yes. That's okay, guys. And if you have any further queries there, just we can talk with our admin people. They will give more clarity. J2SE, J2UE. Nilesh Chatterjee, I think you are attending from the last class onwards, previous class onwards, and demo classes. Given that, right? J2SE is for core Java, J2EE for like which one there, and all different classes there, modules in Java. That's okay, good. Yeah, everyday class is going in 6 to 6:15. In between that, I will start. Initial classes may be a bit delay. But once OOPS concept is started, actual Java will start right from OOPS object orientation onwards. Once object orientation is started, then exactly at 6 o'clock I will start. Definitely. Then in JVM architecture, we are able to get JDK, JRE, and all. We will have very good discussion on it. Yeah. After a few days of time, I will start advanced Java, not immediately. Why? Because we need to enter into the object orientation, and at least object orientation we have to complete. And by the time I'm able to start, like which one they know, this advanced Java. Otherwise, you will not understand it. Timing will be different timing. Parallel to this class lessons, maybe after this class, maybe I may start for advanced Java. At 7:30, I may start advanced Java, maybe max. After core Java class, I will start it. After core Java class lessons, not after completion of core Java. 6 to 7:30 I'm taking core Java. 7:30 to 8:30 or 8:40 like this, I will take which one advanced Java in the future. Yeah. And not at morning time, then in the continuation of this only, I will start it. Yeah, 7:30 I will start advanced Java. Even then, once if I start object orientation, I will give date also for it, advanced Java classes. Yeah. No, it's not like certification courses. It's not like certification courses. If you want to get certification courses there, just one time talk with the admin people. They will give some guidelines to you. This is core Java batch, not certification batch, but syllabus. Some topics we may cover up to that level. Some other topics may be as per the theory and as per the application development requirement point of view. I will cover this, not in the point of purely certification. But syllabus max will be covered, but it is not exactly that certification. Understand it? Guys, anything else? Good. Shall we meet on tomorrow? Shall we meet on tomorrow, guys? Good. That's fine. And tomorrow at 6 o'clock we'll meet. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thanks a lot.